Business owners and independent contractors get affordable insurance with Sagicor Pro Shield. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, earthquake jolts sections of Jamaica. Family seeks help for teens' life-saving surgery. Fair Prospect High principal responds to vendor controversy. In Inspired Jamaica, find your spark. And in sports, owner-trainer combination land four-timer at Caymanas Park on Sunday. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 for Sunday, October 19, 2025. I'm Carolyn Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. A 4.2 magnitude earthquake rattled sections of the island Sunday afternoon. The quake, which happened around 7 minutes past 2, was felt sharply across Kingston, St. Andrew and eastern parishes. The tremor's epicenter was located about 8 kilometers south of Buff Bay in Portland at a shallow depth, triggering a quick unsettling jolt that rattled houses and businesses. Authorities say there have been no major structural collapses, but urge residents to check on vulnerable neighbors and inspect their buildings. The earthquake unit is monitoring for aftershocks and recommends standard safety checks, secure heavy items, avoid damaged structures, and stay tuned for official updates. Still in Portland, the principal of the school at the center of a video showing vendors using ladders to sell snacks to students is now responding to claims made by the vendors. While acknowledging their need to earn a living, the principal insists the school's rules are in place to ensure students' safety and well-being. Our reporter Kevin Black has that CVM News follow-up.
I don't know really the plight that they have been expressing, except that I saw a video with them on the wall. But that is not something new. I think that they have been there now for the past 4 or 5 years.
In light of a video which gained virality online recently, we see vendors who operate in front of Fair Prospect High in Portland climbing a ladder over a wall to gain access to students to sell their goods. Our news team visited the institution and spoke to the principal, who provided further clarity and details on the matter.
The situation with them is that they don't really have access to the school compound, and so that is where they go to sell their wares. They would have applied to the school board for access. The school board would have denied them some time ago. And the goods that some of them sell is not what we would want for the children to consume. Because the government, through the Ministry of Education, is against sweet drink, and they sell those sort of drinks that is not allowed for the children.
The principal explains that while the school understands the vendors need to earn a living, they cannot be allowed inside the compound, citing concerns about hygiene and the lack of proper sanitary conveniences.
The sanitary condition under which they work is not something that we want for the children to be getting things from those persons, because the sanitary convenience that they use is non-existent.
Beyond the issue of hygiene, the school is also raising safety concerns, noting that with vendors selling outside the compound, staff have no way of monitoring what is being sold to the students or ensuring that the items are safe for consumption.
The safety precautions is that we are not certain of the type of things that they are going to be selling to the children. The parents, when they do send their children to us here at Fair Prospect High School, we are the ones who are responsible for them. And therefore, our concern is what they consume while they are on the school compound. And therefore, we have to be certain that the things that they get are things that are suitable for them.
And despite calls for leniency, the principal says the school will maintain its stance. Vendors will continue to be denied access to the compound.
That we have to go by what the board said, and therefore we will not be allowing the vendors to come onto the compound. But they do have access to the children. They have access to the children when they do come in the morning, and when the children leave in the evenings, they have access to them.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
The family of a teenager is seeking your help to see her complete a life-saving surgery abroad following a shocking diagnosis. Now, the illness, which demands urgent attention, sees relatives on the brink of losing their jobs while they pray for intervention and support for their loved one.
This family's anguish began with a shocking diagnosis 3 Sundays ago when 16-year-old Sonia Smith, a student of the St. Andrew Technical High School, began exhibiting signs of an illness warranting a visit to the hospital.
I think when school opened, she go back to school only 2 times since in September since school opened because she never feeling well, and we take her to the, she'd have boils, and we take her to the doctor, and then we have to reach to UA with her. So we find out that she have the sugar now.
Sonia appeared to be healthy until that incident. Treatment will see her needing insulin for life, and every injection is an expense the family isn't able to consider just yet. The teen's stay in hospital since has left family members with more bills than they can afford. Added to their plight, Sonia now needs a liver transplant abroad. The family is seeking help.
We have to put out an account number out there to beg help because my little pay what I have, I just do a 9-to-5 job and it's not working out, so I have to try to get help at the mean and places, and the account number is 107-91885. And who can help with anything, like donate anything to that account number, I'd appreciate it because I'm not working at this present moment because I have to be back and front from the hospital side. It really set all of us as a family right back.
A lot of persons have already donated what they can, so we really thank them for that and we really appreciate it.
In terms of diabetes, how person should people take this very serious?
Yes, really, really serious, because worse when you have type 1 diabetes, it is so risky because it's a 50-50 chance with it.
That's what the doctor said?
Yeah, that's what the doctor said. So you really have to take proper note of it and take a medication, or if you don't take a medication, your family can lose you.
A chance they're unwilling to take with Sonia, who, despite her changing features and deteriorating state in the ICU, has seen signs of a miracle already.
When they told us that the liver was initially completely damaged, that's where it started. So they said she needs treatment overseas.
Who said that?
The doctors from the university hospital.
So they can't treat that?
No, we don't do liver transplant here, only in small children, and because she hit the age of 16, so they wouldn't be able to.
So she needed a liver transplant?
She needed a liver transplant initially, but since the turning, they said she's not at the top of the critical list anymore.
She on the 10%.
To help this family with the near $2 million hospital bill and expenses to travel abroad, you may contribute to Shireen White at JN Halfway Tree Branch 107-918-85.
Back in Portland, recent reports of a rodent infestation at the College of Agriculture Science and Education have raised concerns among students and parents. Our news team visited the campus and spoke with the president, who addressed the issue and outlined the steps being taken. Kevin Black reports.
First of all, I do have an infestation. We have a few instances of students seeing rodents in their rooms.
In light of recent reports of students attending the College of Agriculture, Science and Education in Portland facing issues of a rodent infestation on their dorms, our news team went on location and spoke to the president, who provided some context on the matter.
What we have is generally an issue with any institution. I mean, we live in a context of rural areas, lots of trees, bushes, that are sanctuaries for rodents. So it is always critical for us to preserve those and to try to bait and to control the populations. We put bait stations all around the dorms. But we got a report of a few instances on the dorm itself, and we have addressed those. And we'll continue to address them as we normally do.
The college is also asking students to limit cooking in dorms to keep the environment clean and safe.
It's one of the issues we have raised repeatedly, is that the dorms are never designed for cooking. And we have, to address the situation, we have basically, with the help of the alumni group, class of 1975, we basically upgraded the student center to provide us a safe space that students can cook. So we're trying to actually move the cooking away from the dorms to a safe space.
In the meantime, students are being encouraged to properly dispose of waste and report any sightings to dorm supervisors.
The fact is that KS provide 3 meals per day. So the students don't really need to cook. Yeah, but I guess personal choice. People sometimes like their own cooking, and so it's something that we have to try to figure out how to manage and to work with the students to arrive at some amicable middle ground. It requires more training. We have had dialogue with students from the beginning of the semester, doing orientation, encouraging the students to properly dispose of the waste. It's not perfect. I think that's part of the challenge that we're facing, that how do we encourage every student to dispose of the waste properly? Yeah, and that poses a problem, and that also contributes to the challenge that we sometimes face from time to time.
Dr. Deslandes is reassuring students that their grievances will be rectified in short order. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
A future powered by technology will require more Jamaicans being trained and upskilled for greater salaries and heightened productivity. That's the push and hope of Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness as he celebrated with the Amber Group for its 10th anniversary. More from Nika Lewis.
Celebrating 10 years in business in Jamaica, Ambassador Dushyant Savaria and several stakeholders in technology and government echoed successes of the past and plans for the future, powered by artificial intelligence and innovation. The Prime Minister's charge, don't fear the revolution that's now at your doors.
The solution is not to hide from it. It's not to be fearful of it. The solution is for us to use the technology to increase the level of training and skills in our society so that our people can take on higher order tasks which bring higher order pay.
Holness says for decades Jamaica has hidden from the issue of productivity, much of which he says resulted from our history of slavery and colonialism.
If our economy is to grow, the services that we give must either expand or the quality and sophistication of the service has to improve. So it means that the challenge for this country and for the administration that I lead is to upskill every Jamaican. Yes, we are very proud to say we have 3.3% unemployment. But that is just the base. That solves step 1 of the problem. Step 2 of the problem is to increase the productivity.
And while he commends and salutes Ambassador Savaria, an Indian-born techie, for choosing to make Jamaica his home and nationality, sharing his tech ambitions with the country, the Prime Minister notes more effort is needed on the part of citizens existing in a cyber-physical world.
Technology and machines are working together, not just to compete with, I'm not going to use the word compete, but not just to deliver services in an independent way that was largely delivered in a non-physical way. Now, as was demonstrated, you have machines that can be deployed with artificial intelligence that can function physically. So it's not just call center jobs that we need to be looking at very closely. It is other kinds of jobs that will also be impacted.
Among the many initiatives touted is a national AI lab to be established at the University of Technology, but the Prime Minister wants more in almost every school.
Negril is set to benefit from improved emergency response time as repairs get underway on 2 ambulances which have been out of service for months. Now the update comes from the Westmoreland Fire Department, which confirms the long-awaited restoration work has finally begun. Kevin Black has the details.
On the government ambulance, or the Jamaica Fire Brigade or Ministry of Health, we know that we would have insurance, the government would insure us on those ambulances.
After months of operating without ambulance support, the Negril Fire Department is one step closer to restoring service. Acting Fire Chief for Westmoreland, Andre Fullwood, confirmed that both damaged ambulances are currently undergoing repairs.
As it relates to the ones that met in accidents, one is still at the station, while one is at a mechanic shop being worked on as we speak. Based on information that we got, some parts were overlooked when they did the initial assessment to find out all the parts that were needed to fix it. So they're in the process now of procuring those items to have it completed.
The vehicles were originally donated to Negril by the Jaja Foundation through the Negril Chamber of Commerce. However, both ambulances were sidelined, one following an accident last year and the other in May this year. The Jaja Foundation has since donated another ambulance, which remains under the Chamber's care. Mr. Fullwood says any decision regarding its deployment will be made by the Fire Department's High Command. Meanwhile, newly elected Member of Parliament for Western Westmoreland, Ian Hales, has welcomed news of the repairs, adding greater training for fire personnel who operate the vehicles is needed.
I think training is important. I think our ambulance drivers need to be trained also. I know in situations where trauma exists in terms of the ambulance, when a patient is faced with trauma and they have to move far, they have to move with speed in terms of ensuring that they can save a life. I understand the stress that the driver would come under, but I think training and development, training of the drivers in ensuring that the safety of the passenger, the safety of the patient, the safety of the driver, and to ensure that this precious commodity, this precious thing that we call the ambulance, is protected on the road in a safe way.
Kevin Black for CVM News.
Lots more to come right after this. Please stay with us.
Lead like the world is watching.
Because it is. The Impact Leadership Summit brings the ultimate business advantage on November 4 at the AC Marriott Hotel, Kingston, Jamaica.
Learn from global speaker and entrepreneur, Vusi Tembakwai.
Leaders, hear me and hear me now. Do they understand the calling and are they God-led?
Maxwell Leadership Coach, Erica McKenzie.
Oxford Rhodes Scholar and global investor, David Walcott.
Investment Guru and Senator Ramon Small Ferguson.
This is where leaders rise and impact begins.
Sponsored by Creative Brands and Concepts.
The Summit,
BYD,
AC Hotel,
and Intelligent Multimedia. For more info, call 876-438-1133.
It's time.
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
More matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features.
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
And of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
Welcome back and thanks so much for staying with us. Now, Farming Forward is back with a segment on the operations of Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, on all things coffee. Druselle Mills take you on that journey.
Welcome to another episode of Farming Forward. Last week we were in Blue Mountain where we visited Mr. Rodney, a coffee farmer. This week, as promised, we dig deeper in the coffee industry. We are at JACRA. Let's see what this episode has to offer you. Stay tuned. This is Patrick Peterson. And what's your position, Mr. Peterson?
I'm the acting senior director for the coffee division here at JACRA.
Okay, and he's going to take us through the process of what happens behind the scenes at the warehouse.
So JACRA takes custody of all green bean exported from Jamaica. Hence, we have to have a warehouse to manage that inventory. So here at the warehouse, our dealers, which is also our licensees, who deliver their coffee here. Once the coffee is ready for delivery, and we give them the go-ahead to deliver. In fact, we accept deliveries from Monday to Wednesdays. So once they are given the green light to take their product here and the coffee reaches, then you would have a warehouse coordinator who ensures that the documentation the product that is delivered is consistent with the document, which is what we call a request for export, which is RFE. So once you look at the RFE and ensure that the information, for example, the product name, the product type, the destiny of the product, quantity of the product, all of that is consistent with what is on the document, then the shipment is accepted in our warehouse.
The two broad categories of products that are delivered to the warehouse, according to Patrick, are premium grades and non-premium grades, Jamaica Blue Mountain and High Mountain coffee.
And Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee is any coffee that is grown within the geographical designated region of the Blue Mountain. And the High Mountain is pretty much any other coffee that is grown outside of the Blue Mountain. All right, so that speaks to the categories. Yes. Now, within the categories, you also have grades. So in the premium grades that I've mentioned earlier, you'd have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and P-Berry. And in the non-premium grades, you'll have the P-Berry Select, Select, and Fines. Now, the difference between the premium grades and the non-premium grade is that the premium grade is packaged in wooden barrels. Oh. Yeah, because the quality of the coffee is key to the inherent characteristics of the coffee, and customers come to know and love those characteristics, so you try to preserve those.
We stopped by the office of the Acting Director General, Wayne Hunter, for a fun stop on how he likes his coffee. He beamed with excitement as he expressed the joy his favorite black coffee brings him.
A cup of Blue Mountain coffee in the morning kickstarts the day, plus another one at about 1 o'clock that ends the day. It gives me a particular energy in the morning and in the afternoon. The taste is fantastic. True Jamaican coffee, fantastic.
Seeing the operations of Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, in real time was an amazing experience. We went into the lab where we got knowledge on how the samples are taken from each batch of coffee to ensure the quality is top tier before exporting and before you brew. Tune in next week. Believe me, you don't want to miss out on that episode.
And it's time now for regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In Trinidad and Tobago, Member of Parliament and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Shivana Sam, said the government plans to upgrade the country's transport system and make it more accessible, especially for rural communities. TTT News has the details.
Of a larger strategy to lower emissions, boost productivity, and extend routes into underserved areas like Kumoto-Mansinala. For commuters, many of whom rely on PTSC services to access work and education, the new intelligent public transport system, which includes electronic ticketing and real-time tracking, is anticipated to increase dependability.
She added that the 2026 budget addressed several issues faced by rural areas, acting as a pledge to equity, revitalization, and inclusivity.
This budget provides recognition which has long been denied to the constituency of Kumoto-Mansinala. It acknowledges that rural Trinidad must be viewed as essential to the narrative of renewal rather than as an afterthought to the country's progress, as was the case under the last government. The actions outlined in
Now, there comes a time when you have to stand for what matters, even in the face of tough situations. This is Inspire Jamaica. Find your spark.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
Ready? Yes. All right, smile.
Finding this spark was not easy. Now he's a picture of confidence, a commanding voice, an advocate, a guest speaker, but he's still a youngster. We've watched his growth.
How long have you been a survivor?
I have been a survivor for 3 years now. 3 years, I would say. 3 years now, yes. 3 years, and that journey was something that shaped my life from then. My choices in life, my thinking ability, everything, my whole persona has been changed, and I've learned so much from it, and in every problem I try to learn from it. So that was a time in my life where I was depressed, yes, at once, but I found my spark, and instead of being depressed and sad, I tried to learn about stuff. So that was just me going through it.
I know you want to think about, but remind us what it is that you battled.
Oh, I battled, call it leukemia, but a more detailed lymphoblastic leukemia, right? So that's basically blood cancer that most people know it as.
Hello everyone, I am Chanel Towers, a registered nurse from the University Hospital of the West Indies. I work in the pediatrics department, and today I just want to remind you that I'm supporting the children with cancer.
I'd say to Jamaica, get on board with the foundations, get on board with the work that Dr. Ismail is doing at the hospital. The parents need us, the children need us. The children are our future of this country, and if we support them so that they can fight this battle, this very dangerous disease that that's robbed them of so much of their childhood, then we can of course brighten their hope and give them inspiration for a future, a brighter future.
We often hear the stories from single mothers, but meet Nickel Green, a father of 2 girls. The younger is his fighter.
She has a stage 4 cancer. She's been like 4 or 5 years now.
How do you cope?
I can say with one thing, God is the greatest. With God. That's it. And believe it. I went through the surgery with her alone by the hospital. I flew back from alone, by medications and all of that alone. It's just by the help of God, honestly. It's not by man, honestly, because talking to the doctor and the doctor tell me that it's worse than stage 4, I was like, I'm losing her. I'm really gonna lose my daughter at this age. And then when I see her make a turn, I have to say, that's not now mankind work.
I would like to salute the father, big respect to him, big respect. As one parent alone, struggle, can't imagine, must be immense. Me can't imagine, I'm not a parent, but from my child and film point of view, it's a lot. And as I say, salute him again, because him know the sacrifices that him there for make, him know him daughter there for go through, him know him there for beef him daughter, dead him daughter no matter what. And the daughter, I have much as respect for the little girl, knowing that she's at such a tender and young age, and this is a thing that scares many parents and scares many people. So for that daughter to be battling like this for her father, right, for the love of her father, because she knows that her father is there for her no matter what, I love to see it. I love to see the battle, and I'm